Good day, students. We are starting our civic education lessons today with a topic you see on the board, which is responsible parenthood. Responsible parenthood. It is a topic for SS2 particularly, but it is also a revisional lesson for SS3 students. So welcome to this lesson. We are going to understand in this lesson the meaning of responsible parenthood and the roles of responsible parenthood. What exactly is responsible parenthood? Let's look at the two words that make up the topic: responsible and the parenthood. Responsible and the parenthood. What do they mean individually? So we can now bring them together and find a definition. When we are talking about someone being responsible, we are saying that it's the situation in which a person is entrusted with a duty and he or she performs and gives account of that duty. When someone is entrusted with a duty, with something he or she is expected to do, and then he does it and then has to account for that duty. He has to report. He has to show that he has done the duty and that he is. That's how we say someone is responsible for this particular duty or the other duty. That is the meaning of being responsible. Being responsible. The next is parenthood. What is parenthood? The position or office of one who occupies, one occupies for being a parent to a child. The position someone, an adult, occupies for being a parent to a child. A parent can be a biological parent, or a biological parent, or an adoptive parent, a foster parent, a foster or adoptive parent, foster or adoptive. Either you are the parents that gave birth to a child, or you are the parents that adopted a child, or in any case, or in each of the cases, you are the parents in charge of giving care to the child. So that is the meaning of responsible and parenthood. Now, to bringing them together, let's look at the meaning of responsible parenthood. Now, the responsible parenthood now refers to the situation, where a parent satisfactorily performs the duties and responsibilities bestowed upon him or her for being a parent to a child. Are you with me? Let me say it again. The situation, the responsible parenthood refers to the satisfactory performance of the duties bestowed upon a parent for being parents to a child. Satisfactory performance of duties and responsibilities attached to your being a parent. That is what we mean by responsible parenthood. For being parents, we have duties attached to the very fact that we are parents. Nobody is a parent just for the sake of being a parent. There are duties that one is expected to perform as a parent, and when those duties are performed, we refer to it as responsible parenthood. We say that the person has shown that he or she is actually a parent indeed. What are the duties? What are the roles of responsible parenthood? Let us look at that. The roles of responsible parenthood. The first role is provision. Provision of food, provision of clothing, provision of shelter, provision of health care, provision of education. These are the 5 important things that parents are expected to provide: food, clothing, shelter, health care, education. At least these are 5 basic provisions that parents must or are expected to make on behalf of the child, or for the sake of the child. Secondly, counseling is a duty, the responsibility of parents to counsel their children, to make sure that their children are well adjusted to their environment, well adjusted to the situations of the days that they come in contact with. That is through counseling. Bring the child to closer and let the child understand some of the things bothering him or her. That is the role, the counseling role of responsible parents. Not every time you'll be shouting at a child when you have not yet sat down to speak sense into the child gradually and quietly, you know, in a way that the child will look at himself as a human being and not like an animal that is being shouted at. The way cattle rearers shout at their cattle, shout at sheep and goats. Some parents shout that way to their children, on their children. That makes the child to withdraw from you, and you will not get that child for a very long time. Okay, next is conflict resolution. Conflict resolution. It is the responsibility of parents to resolve conflicts occurring between their children or among their children or between their children and other children of other parents. Conflict resolution. Bring the child, make sure the child, if your child has issues with other children, you ensure that those issues are resolved timely and in a good way, in a way that you are not taking sides with your child or taking sides with the other children. Next, leading by example. Parents are expected to lead by example. Lead children by example. That's a very big responsibility. Do the things you say. You don't just say it and you don't do it. When parents get involved in drug abuse, for example, they're not leading by example. Alcohol abuse in the presence of their children, sexual promiscuity in the presence of their children. That is not leading by example. You are just saying it without doing it, and it won't help the children to grow well. Next, parents are expected to give good home training to their children. To give what? Good home training. What is the content of good home training? First, table manners. Secondly, how to make use of, how to maintain personal hygiene. This is part of good home training. Third, how to relate with others. Greeting. Greeting. There are things that greeting will do to your life which many other things will not do, just by greeting people. Then, parents are expected to teach a child that it is important to apologize when you know you have wronged somebody. You match somebody's feet and you continue moving. You don't even care to show any remorse or to show that you recognize you have wronged someone. That is not a good way to bring up a child. The parents are expected to bring up their children in a way that they will pass through good home training. And that is why parents should be well trained first before they become parents. Train yourself as a parent before you become a parent, so that you will be able to pass down the training to your own children. Okay, emotional care and guidance. Emotional care and guidance is a whole lot of work for parents. For example, parents are expected to know the kind of things their children like, the kind of friends they keep. In fact, you should know your child's friends. Parents should know their child's friends. Know the friends of your child. Know the kind of people they move about with. Know the things they like. Be able to guide them in choosing what they will become in life, and even in choosing who to marry. Be able to guide them. And parents are not supposed to impose a career or impose a life partner on their child. You only provide guidance, provide emotional care. Let the child understand the reason behind every action he or she wants to take, and then he or she can cope in every situation. That is emotional care. Finally, in fact, part of the emotional care, know when your child is depressed, know when the child is angry, know when the child is worried about something. Then get the child to be open to express himself or herself to you when something is bothering him or her. That is emotional care. Emotional care is very important. Children who lack emotional care most of the time become deviants in the society, or may even sometimes begin to look at themselves as a waste of creation, and kind of contemplate suicide. Some actually commit suicide because they think they are worth nothing again. Their life is worth nothing, not more than their problem. That their problem is bigger than their life. Finally, we have security. Parents are expected to provide security for their children, physical security, financial security. Provide physical security by ensuring that your children are living in at least in a secure accommodation. Provide financial security by making sure that you make good use of your time, good use of your investments. Ensure that your child will not grow up to lack basic things before he or she begins to get his or her own finances. Ensure there is financial security for the child. So these are roles expected of responsible parents. Roles expected of responsible parents towards the children they have under their care, whether they are their biological children or they are their foster children. The roles are exactly the same. They are all roles of responsible parenthood. Okay, you can send your questions through 0803-730-1200. Secondly, let us take an assignment. Our assignment, I'm throwing it back to you right now. The children, what are the roles of a responsible child? What are the roles of a responsible child? Let me know. Let's know at least 5 of them. Express yourself. Tell us the roles of what you think are the roles of a responsible child. Thank you, and remain blessed. Continue to be safe. Bye.